Joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on CNBC News, NBC News, and NBC Sports radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, GeoSound, Podchaser, and a whole host of other platforms. Why? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone so you can be happy. 88% of the time I'm on that kind of a mission. So I have topics and guests and series to that end. If you missed my show with Classic TV Walton's Classic TV, Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz's daughter, Lucy Arnaz, who's also an entertainer. We were talking about getting homeless youth off of the streets. You started in San Diego with Doors of Change, is now all over the states, because I want to balance out all the bad news out there with some good news. What is going right? Who's doing great things? Who is hashtag be the change? And I'm so grateful that this is show number 890. 560 consecutive weeks on the air. And I'm so grateful that you all continue to support me. I see eyeballs rolling in. If you're not driving this morning on the way to work, listening to me on AM, FM, please do go to my YouTube channel, Dr. Marissa, free subscribe. And you can chat this morning about I'm too sexy for you. I'm too sexy for you. Pablo just gave me a funny look. I am delighted. You can see it is Thursday. You can always tell because my co-host Sam Works is here. And this is the first time he is not in studio doing the sound engineering. So thank you, Polly, for supporting my show now every single day of the week. Sam has is focusing on something else, but he's still here, and he is happy to be doing straight sexy talk this morning with Dr. Marissa. Welcome back to my studio, Sam Works. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Marissa. Thank you. I love your energy this morning. It feels like you've been fully charged. You're ready.
I went to the gym, and I have a little visitor. Here, let's see. Baby, you want to come up here? Let me show you. Oh, this is why I'm so happy this morning. This is Pablo, my grand dog's son. And his papa's birthday was yesterday. And so my daughter's dating his dad. So technically that's the mom. And they asked me to have a sleepover so that she could take him to a nice dinner and a nice hotel. So this is for Phil. Happy birthday, dear Phil. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for letting me have Pablo. Yeah. So so he's definitely one of the reasons why I'm even happier than regularly. Let's see which way, wrong way. Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. All right. So having breakfast with us. Thank you for that. Somebody gave us a finger. I think Pablo got a finger, a thumbs up. And he's heavy.
Yeah, he looks like a big boy.
Hi. Say hi, Sam. You say hi, Sam? He snorts. Oh my goodness. Every time he comes over, and he likes to sleep right here, and I'll but he's such a good boy. Isn't he adorable?
Super cute.
So we're going to have breakfast with Pablo this morning. So he's going to supply the third gratitude every time we go around. Breakfast with Dr. Marissa and Sam Works and Pablo this morning. You know the drill. If you've been listening for at least 6 months, I started this little practice so that we could all exercise and strengthen our ability to start the day with gratitude and end the day with appreciation. So you sandwich your day in the best possible way. Can you hear him snoring? So I am grateful that I have this amazing, lovely being who keeps me so heart wide open with love. And I'm just grateful that I know unconditional dog. Go ahead, your turn.
I'm very grateful that I have a car that I can drive around and, not have to walk in the snow or anything like that. Because it's been snowing like this past whole week. And it's too crazy for me. So I'm glad I have a car that can just take me places.
Yep. I'm grateful that I got a beautiful shot of the snow actually falling when I was driving north to Chino for my client. And it's so beautiful, like clear after the storm, one of the most magnificent sights. I was driving and I was very tempted to try to film it, but I was actually on the phone, so I couldn't, so I didn't. But grateful for the beautiful views. All right, your turn. Oh, Pablo. Pablo is grateful that he gets to visit with his Mima. And whenever he's over, he gets to play with his girlfriend Lola. So if you haven't been on my Doc Balance or TikTok, I put reels up, actually Facebook too, even LinkedIn sometimes, where I have Pablo as the star of the little clip, and they get thousands of views, which is kind of cool.
That is cool. Yeah, there's a whole dog community out there. So
there is
just more eyes on you. You know what? I'm so grateful that I know how to cook. It saves me so much money and so much time rather than wasting gas and wasting money on getting food. And you know what? Fast food's making it worse for me. I went to KFC yesterday and I got their new chicken tortilla sandwiches. They were smaller than my palm, not even my hand, just my palm. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. They're ripping people off nowadays. I didn't like it.
Guess we're not going to KFC for a sponsorship. I'm grateful that I got called a glamma yesterday in the elevator. I had no idea what that even was. I'd never heard of it as a term. Have you heard of it?
No. Can you explain to the people what it is?
Glamma is a grandma, because I was with Pablo, and who is glamorous, so doesn't look old enough to be a grandma. She's a glamma. So I like it.
Huh. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
You know what? I am grateful for, let me see here. I mean, there's a lot of things I'm grateful for. I'm not gonna lie. I'm grateful for my room heater because it is so cold out the house and we have no insulation, and our gas prices are just, I'm sure everyone's gas prices are ridiculous, but that room heater really saves my life.
That's great. I am great. Pablo is grateful that he is capable of unconditional dog. I call them that because even though humans aspire to unconditional love, we really don't do a very good job. But dogs, most dogs, if not like the majority of dogs, 98% of dogs love unconditionally. No matter what, they love. And it's a great role model for us to be able to do that. So that's, Pablo's grateful that he gets to be a role model. Last one.
I am grateful for shoes. Imagine being barefoot everywhere you go. Ugh, your feet will be messed up.
You're on a good gratitude roll there, Sam Works.
No,
that's awesome.
My parents used to yell at me all the time, like, Sam, put your shoes on. Da, 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 da. 'Cause I'd like go outside barefoot and step on like nails and goat heads and glass and stuff.
That's so funny.
So,
That's great. Oh, that's where it was. Okay. And now we go to the bottom of the bun, appreciation. What do you appreciate about yourself? And the reason why we do this is because we usually count on other people to compliment us, appreciate us, tell us how great we are. And everybody else is focused on their own life. And, you know, if they don't compliment you, it's nothing personal, but everybody's the star of their own show. So it's so important, especially with the emphasis and the highlight and the spotlight on mental health. For me, the foundation is self-care. Can you care about yourself? Do you know what you're good at? Do you know that you're mostly wonderful? And do you know that when you step in it, it's okay because you're not perfect? So this exercise in highlighting those things that are good about yourself that you appreciate is so important. That's why we do it. So Sam, start us off. What do you appreciate?
you know, I appreciate that I don't give up, even if I don't see any progress. You know, I stay persistent, you know, and that's very important. So I'm glad I don't give up.
I appreciate that I love, predominantly, I am a person that loves. And so when I'm annoyed or angry or resentful, I remind myself that fundamentally I'm a person that loves. And that sort of snaps me out of the, you know, the.
That is funny. You know, I'm grateful that I am self-aware with my emotions, and you know, I check myself every once in a while because you don't want to do anything that's not out of your own will. So it's important.
Great. I appreciate that I love to laugh. Just I say that actually often. So okay, that's fine. I'll do that one. I'll do a different one next time. But I love to laugh. I love to elicit laughter from other people, and laughter's my favorite sound on the planet.
Mm. You know, I appreciate that I try to stay disciplined as much as I can. And one of the ways is I'm not a morning person. You may know. I know Dr. Marissa is, but I try. I try to wake up every morning. So it's a goal of mine.
I appreciate that I wasn't a morning person, but I have a discipline that is called the gospel according to Nike. And before my brain can engage any thoughts of it's so warm in bed, I should stay in bed, and I deserve a break, and I don't feel like getting out, I just roll over and up. And that way I'm not, I don't start that hamster wheel going, and I just do it. So I don't know if you didn't know, I'm not a morning person. You know, when I was young and, you know, through college and drag my assets out of bed, but I am now. I have disciplined myself into a place where I get so much done because I get up early and get a nice full day. I can sleep when I die, literally. So I know that, like, let's say I stayed in bed for 3 extra hours. That's 3 hours that I didn't create or write or problem solve or film make, or, you know, started a new book, 8 Ways to Happy Organization. There's so many things that I want to do before that dash is over between the birth and the death. So time is that you know, the people say time and money. It's really not the same, because money you can make again, time you can't get back.
I like that. Are you now accustomed to waking up in the morning, or are you still fighting with yourself?
No, I stopped fighting probably 12 years ago, dozen years ago, and now my body, because you can change your body chemistry and your body learns your habits too, just like your navigator in your car. If you're using, I don't know, Waze or Google Maps, like they will know on Tuesdays, this is kind of where you've gone before that you've programmed, and it'll say, are you going home? Are you going, and it's the same thing with your body. You can train your body now, no matter what time I go to bed, 6 o'clock, I'm up. So I know that if I don't go to bed till late because I'm watching some stupid series that just like then I'm going to be really tired because no matter what, I wake up at 6. So that's the training my body has now. Yeah. And I
Right.
sleep 5 hours. Everybody says, the doctors say you got to get 8 hours, at least 7 hours. And um, it's been 12 years. I get 5 hours and I'm good. That's why I have a reputation of, Energizer Bunny, Little Hurricane. Dr. Marissa, she's everywhere. And I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it because I really love my life and I juice my life and I want to do everything I can before I go to the other side. Uh-oh, we lost you. There you are. How's that for an answer?
I like it.
Cool. Last,
Someone.
go ahead.
I'll do my last gratitude.
Yeah.
Appreciation. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that I don't try to abuse the system, and let me explain that. Like a lot of people, especially, funny story. I guess I won't tell it now, but
Tell it now. Go ahead.
okay. So I think it's because back in middle school, high school, I was a pretty boy, you know, and if you ever meet pretty boys in high school and stuff, like a lot of them are mean. Like they abuse the system. They're good looking so they can get away with things, or they treat people poorly because of the way they look, or whatever. And when I was in middle school, before me and Paul became real good friends,
Uh-oh.
I went to his house one night to spend the night, and he told me, he's like, dude, I didn't like you at first because the way, never judge a book by its cover, but at the same time, hey, an apple tree is an apple tree. So he thought I was just, I can't even say it on the radio, but
An ash hole. An
yes,
ash. Yes.
yes.
This might be the one time Polly pipes up on the mic. I haven't been able to get him to say anything. Let's see if
It's
he'll come
okay.
on and validate that.
He's
Maybe not.
he's a mystery, But yeah,
It's a mystery.
I laughed when he told me that. I was like, dude, come on, man.
Oh,
And
that's
it's like,
funny.
I vowed to myself when I was in elementary that I wouldn't be that guy.
Good.
So
Good. Yeah. And I found out, we still haven't talked about this. I keep forgetting that one of the reasons I think that Sam and I get along, number one, and he's cute, number two, is I didn't realize that he had a little Asian in him until this last time that I was it when your mom came to the Chinese New Year thing.
no, the horse
So
racing.
yeah, and then I found out that you are what, 1/4 or 1/8?
I'm a 1/4 of Filipino.
1/4 Filipino. This whole time I thought he was Latina. No. And wrong. He actually has some golden sheen. I don't call it yellow anymore. I'm golden. So you have a little golden sheen to you.
Yeah.
With the Asian. That's so funny. Can you hear the snoring? I'll put him down if you can hear it.
No, I
don't know
can't.
if Polly can hear it. Huh?
No, I can't.
Okay, good.
Is
Because
Pablo
it's loud. It's
asleep?
loud here.
He's asleep?
Yep.
Aw.
Yeah. He's such
Hey,
a baby.
so what are you gonna do for your 1,000 episode that's gonna be coming up pretty soon?
I was just thinking of 900 episodes because I celebrate every,
Every
100.
100?
Yeah, but 1,000 is a big deal. It's going to be. I wonder. I don't think it's going to correspond to 10-year anniversary is this May 1st, and that's coming up. What do you
Wow.
think I should do?
We're gonna have to talk about this off the air because then
Ah.
people are gonna start throwing like suggestions and stuff, and you're like, oh, it's too much.
Well, I'll let you orchestrate something. I love
Sure.
surprises. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I already feel like I got an award and a celebration. Did you see this yet?
Yeah, the coolest trophy around. It's
I
heavy,
got it
huh?
presented to me on Monday. Is she beautiful or what?
Yeah, it's heavy, right?
It's super heavy. It's like a good 10, 12 pounds
Oh wow.
here. Yeah. So, oh no, then she's got to put it somewhere Pablo is still seeing.
Mhm.
There we go. So, I have the trifecta here. I got 2 balls and a. Okay, let's go to the topic. What are we talking about today, Sam?
I'm trying to read your little
On your
tagline at the
phone?
bottom. Yeah. But it's not working.
Okay, let me
Um,
see if I can get it. So, what's your definition of sexy? And what's the criteria for a sexy body? A six pack, guns, rifles, cannons, lol. And how do you get yourself in a sexy mood? So that's our
mm,
topic today. So if you have anything to offer or ask, please do go into the comment section and type your 8 cents worth, and we'll put it up here on the screen and dissect it. So, what when I say sexy, you say what?
hmm. Okay, so I mean these kind of go hand in hand, but they're separate. Okay, excuse me, because in order to be sexy, you have to be, in my opinion, you have to be confident. But confident does not equal sexy, right? It's just one of the products to being sexy. If you're not confident, I don't care how you look or what you look like or what you're wearing. If you're not confident, you can see that it's like it's not really sexy. You know what I mean? So you really gotta bring it out. Um, and I'm glad that you said what's the definition for you of sexy because it's very biased. Everyone has their different thoughts of like what sexy is. In terms of like what girls think is sexy. Some girls like dad bods. You know what a
What?
dad you know what a dad bod is? It's so weird. It's
I
a
thought you said tampon for a second there.
no, no, no,
That
no.
was what?
A dad bod is like a kind of a heavy set guy with like a beer belly and stuff. It's so weird. I don't ask me why, but they did a social experiment where they asked I think it was like 100 women like on the street like, "Hey, six pack or dad bod?" And believe it or not, dad bod was a competitor compared to having someone with a six pack because here's the thing. No one wants to cuddle with the Rock. That's one thing. I understand that. Like, I'm a pretty solid dude, and it's not that comfy to cuddle with. But with a dad bod, you got some cushion there, that, and
A
it's more
pillow?
like yeah, and it's more of like a psychological thing. Like, if someone who has a six pack, they must be very disciplined and about themselves. So they say. These are all like what I'm speaking up for the girls out there during the interview, and they're like, oh, they're probably gym rats. They probably go to the gym all the time. They probably like check themselves out all the time. Like they don't want that. dad bobs are more comfortable with their bodies, more comfortable with them. Their mind is not on fitness, but at the same time, it's like where's the eyes? Like where are you looking at, and then
So I call that actually dad bod. Now that you explained it to me, I call them dicky doos. Do you
dicky
know what a
dudes.
dicky do is?
No, explain what a dicky do is.
When your tummy stick out more than your dicky do.
Okay.
And that's the opposite of the booby do for the woman when your tummy sticks out more than your booby do.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Don't ask me where I did not make that up. If you don't like it, if you like it, I did. Um,
If
but
you
it
like it,
is funny. It is funny. And let me just comment on that. And this is one of the things that when you say sexy, I say it's a double-edged sword, and it is kind of like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So if I am feeling uh, insecure about my body, you said confidence, right? And even though someone will say you have a hot body, if I'm feeling insecure, no confidence, then somebody with a really great body is going to intimidate me, and I'm going to feel very self-conscious, and I'm not going to, feel comfortable with them. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Right. That's that similar thing. But I'm not turned on. I don't feel sexy. I don't feel in the mood looking at a dad bod. So ergo no bod. Right? Because, it's one of those things. I think back to when I was modeling, and it's funny, I posted one thing, and the guys are like, guys that never said anything to me before are like, hey, and it's like, I don't look like that anymore. That was when I was modeling on the runway, and they're like, oh, your nickname's Legs now, right? And it's like, my legs do not look like that anymore. And so, I feel I'm working on not feeling like I'm less than I used to be. But that's a tough one, for if when you the upside of throwback Thursdays is you look back to, what you used to look like. The bad thing is like, I don't look like that anymore. So how do you feel sexy when your body doesn't look like it used to?
Well, okay. If it's like for a moment of time, that's different because you can't feel sexy every day, all day, right? There's just times where like you didn't eat that good last night, so the next morning you're like sluggish or you just don't feel sexy. But if you are trying to impress someone for like an hour, right? And you need to feel sexy and look sexy and be sexy, I mean, it's going to be a lot more than just like this might sound cliche, but you dim the lights a little bit. You pick out your favorite outfit that you love, that you feel like you look good in, that keeps your tummy tight and your legs showing, but not showing too much, right? Because it's all about a mystery, right? If you have nothing to show, they're not interested. But if you give them everything, then there's no intriguing pull, you know what I mean? So it's like you get the lights, just dim it just a little bit, right? It creates some shadows, some cast, and then you get some clothes that show enough, but not shows everything. It hides enough, but doesn't show everything. And I think one of our presidents said a quote like that. I was reading like a book of sales, and I forgot which president it was, but he was like, "Oh, like sales is kind of like a girl wearing a short skirt. It's enough to get you interested, but it's not enough to show you everything, you know?" And then, of course, I mean, music can really vibrate your emotions and your frequency to make you feel a certain way. So if you put on some music that just, back in the day just made you feel good, plus your outfit, plus the lighting, plus just like your energy, right? You're going to feel sexy. And and it's gonna show. You know, when you're sad, people are like, "Oh, you're sad," and that's how you feel. If you feel sexy and you're just showing it, people are gonna be like, "Dang, you sexy." No matter what, you can be like, no matter what, you can have your dog be sexy if you wanted to. Like, it's all about the performance, right? Because at the end of the day, it's what you show. It's not what you have, right? You're muted.
If you're listening right now and you're wondering why we're talking about sexy, there's something going on outside the door. Do you hear it?
Yeah. What was that?
Okay. So I'm going to go and see if I can get that to pause for a bit. But if you're wondering why we're talking about sexy, you are tuned into Straight Sexy Talk this morning with Dr. Marissa and
Damn works.
my co-host on Thursdays. This is Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere. And it's a station that leaves no listener behind. And we're talking about what is sexy, what makes you feel sexy, how to get in a sexy mood. Sam just talked about music, dim the lights. I wanted to go back to the I wanted to talk about how you can like showing more, showing less. And my co-host yesterday, my guest Akuyo Graham, because we're celebrating Women's History Month, it just started yesterday. That whole idea around how much you show. And I had this thought when we were going to do this topic on, the whole short skirts, breasts, showing your TNA and all of that. How do we balance that with, we don't want to be objectified and yet we do that? Like, why is that still the common denominator when you don't want to be looked at that way, for women? So if I say I don't want to be, objectified, go ahead. You speak to that. I'll be right back.
Hey, Dr. Rissa's about to go throw some hands right now. No, I'm just kidding. Um, now the people who are watching this right now, please don't hate me, okay? Because this is just my opinion. This is just what I think. But it kind of goes hand in hand. Like, if you want to feel sexy, if you want to, show yourself off a little bit, you're gonna get objectified, and that's just something that it's not what happens, it's how you handle it, right? So, but at the same time, if you really don't want to, be called certain names or have like guys think that you are a certain thing, like, don't dress wearing booty shorts and a spaghetti strap and things like that. Like, you're asking for it. Now I'm not saying like you go to the beach wearing a bikini, okay, that's different. And that is different because not a lot of women at the beach, from what I've seen, actually get, talk to, hey, she's back. Did you yell at them?
Yeah, they're our middle elevator is causing problems. So bad timing. They didn't warn me. Usually, all the maintenance people know that I'm on from 8 to 9, but this is the elevator people. So they were kind enough. They're not going to cut until 9. So I threw it down, and they were kind enough to comply. So I missed what you were saying. I apologize.
Oh, well,
Oh, no. I got some of it. You were saying you have, and this is, I know, because I get in trouble with my daughters too when I say things like, if you don't want to be looked at like that, don't dress like that, right? That's what
yes,
you were
thank
saying.
you. Yes,
So
thank you.
don't, if you hate people looking at you, then don't wear something so provocative that people can't help looking at you. Now, I took that and I have had that view for a long time. And then my daughter said, my younger one, who's the feminist, like the strong feminist, they both are, but my younger one really is. And she said, it's not my responsibility to help you curb your dirty mind, and so like, and that's the movement, some of the Me Too movement, some of the feminist movement that says, um, it doesn't matter what we do, it matters what you do. And I think, and I'm going to piss people off, that is the pendulum swinging all the way to the other side. And that before, it was not okay for men to compliment you, because that means they're looking straight at your boobs or your butt or whatever it is that you don't want them to look at. And so the discomfort with that, and that goes with the days of the locker room, that goes with the days of patting butts, secretary butts when they walk by the boss, all of that normal, acceptable stuff, is not okay. But I think we've gone all the way to the other end where and that's normal. In any change, you have to go to the swing the pendulum. If you want it to go to the middle, you have to overswing. People don't like it, but that's just the way it is. So the over the other swing is now, it doesn't matter what we wear, curb your enthusiasm, right? And see how I just went like that. So when I was trying to figure out what to wear this morning, what do I want to wear that makes me feel sexy? So why is it that I wear things that have a lower cleavage that make me feel sexy when I don't want to be objectified? So I have to ask myself, what am I, if I feel sexy, what does that mean? Do I feel sexy because someone's looking at my cleavage? Do I feel sexy because I want to show off my cleavage before gravity overtakes them for for good? Hashtag ageless. But what am I communicating? And I don't think there's an answer to this, which is why I wanted to talk about this topic. What is the answer? Is it, you can say, oh, it's all personal. Is it? Because you'll see, who is that musician who was it? I don't think it was J Lo, but someone, the what they wear on the red carpet. Some of it is completely see through, except for little strategically placed
Beads.
or beads. Yeah, a giant bead. So I don't know the answer to that. Like,
Yeah.
is this just the way it is for men and women for the rest of our lives? Is this, you're going to be attracted to TNA and we're going to be attracted to six packs, guns, or dad bods, which I
Well,
still don't know.
here's the thing. I mean, yeah, I know I'm like a little different, but this last Halloween, and I said this before, like every girl was wearing the least amount of clothes. I did not think it was sexy. I really didn't. Like, it turned me off knowing, like, at this point, it's just a numbers game. Like, how many guys can drool over me. And knowing that, I'm like, I'm not going to drool over you. Like, I'm the one that's not going to, And there's billions of people on this planet, and not every single one's going to judge you the same. So being sexy is what makes you feel sexy, right? It is a self-reflection at the end of the day, because there's some people, like there's a movie where like this girl, she was like, overweight, but then she was like rocking her self-confidence and she felt sexy to herself, even though everyone in the whole bar thought she was just the ugliest girl there. But like that did not affect her, and that did not offend her, right? So
Because she had a belief in herself that was stronger and bigger than anyone
yeah,
else's
yeah.
opinion about her body.
Like imagine like dressing as a slob for like a week and then putting on this outfit and then you look at yourself like, dang, like compared to what I looked like this past week, I look pretty good. Like I look sexy, you know. Like it's just a word term that gets thrown out there as like, again, confidence is the byproduct, but it is part of being sexy. And when you said that your youngest daughter, she said it's not our job to, like, we can wear what we wear, but it's your job to, what was the saying you said?
To curb your own, it's your job to curb uh, uh, your your unwanted attention. It's your
Okay,
job. Oh yeah, we're not responsible for your dirty thoughts. That's all on you,
okay,
no matter what we wear.
and we're not responsible for your emotions either. So we can say whatever we want to say if that's how you want to, you know what I mean? It's how you take it. Cuz like that's just saying, like that's saying you're supposed to have self-control talking about the guys, right? So therefore it swings back and forth. It's you're supposed to have self-control as well if we say something and you get offended or not, you know? Like it's just hand in hand. There's no winning that battle. It really isn't.
Yeah,
Um,
people have to take responsibility for their what comes out of their mouth and how they take it. That's the bottom line. Both ends, right? No, the you both ends. You have to be able to. I believe, it's not a one end thing. Both parties are involved. So before I forget, I wanted to say this twice. When you talk about how you feel about your body, I will say that one of the things that I remember that will never leave my mind is this young woman. Well, not young, but she had a very tight top on, and she was healthy. In Chinese, we call it healthy when you are heavy, right? You're healthy. And so she had several rolls, right? From her, on from here down to the woohoo. And so there's like several rolls. And for me, I would never wear something tight because I'd be so self-conscious of that rolls. And some of you know that's one of the reasons why I wear flowy stuff. I like flowy stuff, but I wear it too because when it's tight, I feel too self-conscious and I don't feel good about my body, and therefore I don't feel sexy. I can feel sexy when things are a little more flowy, not tight. But I admired the bejeebies out of this woman who was so, I mean, she carried herself, and there was like this almost like blindness to what and like you said, probably everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people were like, dang, but I admired her, and I said to myself, if I could have a quarter of the self-confidence that she has and the BS belief system that she carries about how she looks, I'd be golden. That was it made such an impression on me. And so I'm not there, but I think that if I could see myself, and I've said this before, like a horny guy, that my body, then I would know that I have almost completed that work of self love. But I still have that when I look in the mirror, I see the things that are wrong before I see the things that are right. And that is hands down ruining my ability to feel sexy.
so how are you gonna solve that, Dr. Marissa?
I knew that was coming, literally coming. I started last Valentine's, not this one, the one before, and said, if I don't like what I see, change it. So I started with my Love My Body Project 1.0. And then I went to Canada, gained a little back. And so I started 2.0. And a year later, Valentine's, I'm down 35 pounds. Now, um, people say, you look great, you should probably not lose any more. And I know I have a history. I had anorexia when I was a model, when I was much younger. And so I have to be careful around that. But I still thought, like 10 more pounds. My BMI now is average instead of overweight, which is great. But is that you?
Yeah, they're burning food.
Both of us are having sound challenges this morning. That's so funny. Um, they're burning food so much. But now I'm toning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I am tempted to do the tummy tuck. I know a lot of my friends are all doing the surgery with, they've had children and all of that. And I don't want to do that because that's $8,000 too that I could, put towards my work and things that I'm doing, like I'm working on a film right now. So I don't think it's that important because it doesn't matter what my body looks like if I can't see the best in it, right? Because even if I don't fix my mindset, even if I had a tummy tuck, I wouldn't see myself as, attractive, my body or
Mm.
sexy. So I know it's up here, and I don't know, like if I dated a guy, like even now, what I've had like some exes um, reach out to me on social media to tell me, "Oh my God, you look so great, and you're so beautiful, and I hear you talk about your body like that, and you know, uh, I just think I can hear that, and I appreciate it, but I still have to really believe it. It doesn't matter what other people say; it matters
Mm.
what I believe." And honestly, the last thing in my head is the guy that had a 12 pack was like sniffing, not sniffing, but checking to see if I was single, and sort of, making the forays of potentially, at least hanging out. I don't know if he wanted to do more than hanging out, but my response was, I could never get into a situation with you where we're both naked because you're just so like buffed. Been on 12 men's fitnesses covers and all that. And his response was, we could turn the lights down. And I saw that as an insult. And you see it as a compliment. I've had some people say, oh, that was just his way of, making you feel comfortable, the same way you talked about the mood and turning
Yeah.
down low. And that's the last time I ever even entertained hooking up or practicing that. Right.
I was gonna say, maybe.
This is the only man in my life right now.
Nah. I was gonna say you should, you should go dancing or something. You should go out there to the
That's what
public.
Dr. Pat Allen said.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said that is a way to get your rocks off, to stimulate that same hormones that get stimulated in sex, is to go
Yeah.
dance.
Yeah. You should. There's on Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday or Thursday nights. My brother, he goes to a place and they do, like salsa dancing and like tango and all that. So it's not like a club, and then you switch partners. You guys rotate with people, so it's almost like speed dating, and you have a good time, and it's cool. And you
Yeah.
don't drink, because I know you don't drink, which is really good. So it's
Yeah.
not like.
Maybe I'll do that when I get back from Canada. we'll set up a date and go. I used to do the salsa dancing actually, and it was fun. Thanks for that memory. It was a lot of fun, and I did feel sexy when I was dancing and got the moves. And I did take tango lessons actually with one of my guests, Alana, and I can always do that too. But yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good. What am I going to do about it? That's what I'm going to do. We're going to add.
Yeah,
We're going to add dancing into the weekly activities.
because you know, if when you reflect back on like what you look like as a young girl, you know, and then it's like, okay, you may have the looks now and then, but you have so much more now, you know, and so it's like you're honestly your confidence should be even higher than what it was before, you know, and
Shoulda, woulda,
so well, and like the thing is, it's like you lost weight, you know, you have a career, you have a certain like status, you know, so it's like what do you not have that you had back then? And don't say youth because you're ageless. So
what do I not have that I had back then? I
yes.
had killer legs. I had a killer body, but interestingly enough, I didn't think I had a killer body. I didn't appreciate my body the
See, and
way
that's
that I appreciate it. Like I could have appreciated it now when I look at the pictures. I was super insecure. I was super hard on myself. I was super, and that all comes from the history of being called fat and ugly.
but don't you think that's not saying that you do that now, but it's like, you know, you're not appreciating yourself now as you did when you were younger as well, you know, like you're gonna look back in like 20 years from now and you'd be like, dang, like I could have loved myself more at that time,
Well,
you know.
that's what I am doing now about the time when I was modeling.
Mm.
So it's coming, literally, not literally, pun intended. Um, it is they tell you to look in the mirror in the eye and say, I love you. And I remember the first time I tried to do that, I burst out crying. And now I do look in the mirror and say, dang, after I worked out or I get on the scale and I'm like proud of myself, and so it is better. It is totally better. Not enough to actually bear all.
Mm.
So
I don't,
it's been a long time.
I
5
don't,
years, 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, and an hour, but who's counting?
dang, and what day was that? Was that a Wednesday when you were going coffee shop or what?
Man, when I think about, I used to be so like that woman that I was telling you about. But I was hot then. Like I had a body then that I could do body shots at the yacht club and, just flirt and be like outrageous and, very, I don't know. It's this thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like, look at me, aren't I hot? And then as soon as the guy shows interest, I'm like, ah!
It's all part of the game. It's all part of the fun.
Right? I'm getting a call from New York. I wonder who that is.
We got
But
1 minute.
huh? 1 minute. I just looked. Final. Well, you can't even do a final word.
Nope.
I am. I'm so glad you joined us today. This has been Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa Ann.
Sam Works. Thank you, Polly.
Remember, as sexy, it's all about balance. Ready? Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. Tomorrow, it is Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa and Alon Carter. So make sure you come say bye. This is Pablo signing out.